But the Yankees have never been a good fundamental team all year. Their base running is pathetic. Does he take any hits for that? But the Yankee fan base is not going to allow the Yankees to forget about this if they get swept.
Mad Dog, good to talk to you today. How are you?
Always a pleasure to go on, gentlemen. Mitch, Pauly, how are you? Things good? What's up?
Okay, I'm a little bored by the World Series, though, Doggy. I'm a little bored. I can't believe the Yankees. Very disappointed.
100%. Game one was a tremendous, tremendous game. And that's where the Yankees let this series slip away because they needed to win that game. They ran out away. We all know, Boone, that was not one of his better games. He wasn't Miller Huggins that night, I can promise you. And the last two games have been bad. And the Yankees can't hit, haven't gotten good starting pitching, lose 4-2 and 4-2. The runs they scored last night meant nothing. Games are slow. You're 1,000% correct. First game was great. First game was an all-time game, but the Yankee problem is they blew game one with a lead in the bottom of the 10th. That's a no-no. You're not going to recover. You're not going to beat the Dodgers 5 times. You beat them. It's tough enough to beat them 4 times. You got to beat them 5 times, and then you follow that up with the idea that you pitch Rodon, who I never trust, who gives up 3 homers in 3 innings. So from that standpoint, you don't like at all where you stand with the Yankees with that combination. Think about it. The Yankees gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 10th, and then they gave up 4 runs in the next game in the first 3 innings, and then last night they gave up 2 runs in the first inning. So basically, if you look at 3 innings, they gave up 7 or 8 runs, and that's why they trailed 3-zip. And you know the statistics, 31 of the 40 that have been down 3-0 in best-of-7 series did not even win a Game 5. Strong. So there's only 9 teams out of 40, that's less than 25%, that were able to force a Game 5 when they were down 3-0. That's the odds the Yankees face tonight.
Yep. But you know this, too, and all your time there in New York. How long does this follow Judge around?
Long time, Paul. Long time. They're in trouble. He's in trouble. He's had a great year. He's a good guy. Yankee fans love him. I mean, he represents the team well, but he has not been good in the postseason for a while. This is not like it just started. I mean, he wasn't great in the postseason in previous years where the Yankees have made it. He's had one good series out of all the series that he's played. Remember, the Yankees are in the postseason all the time, and it's just not like 50 years ago where you have a great year and have one bad series, and, you forget it. Who cares? It's one series out of a long season. This is different. You play multiple series. You play, 15. Look at the Yankees. They played 4. They've played 3. They've already played 12 games. This is their 13th game tonight. And if you go 13 games where you strike out, basically 50 million times, he's had 40 postseason at-bats, and he struck out 19 times. That's going to follow you, especially in New York when you're making $40 million a year. Yep. That's going to follow you a long way. So This is going to be tricky for him. Now, he'll get other chances, but this is going to be tricky for him. No question about it.
So what do I do with Soto then? Do I give Soto $500 million, $600 million?
More than that, maybe 7. Oh. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do there. That's going to be first off, you're not going to know until next March. It's going to take forever to Scott Boras. Drive you crazy with this nonsense. This dog and pony show. And the Yankees, Hal has said on a couple of occasions here that there is a number that he can't get to because it doesn't make business sense. And nobody knows exactly where that number is. Remember, the Yankees can defer a lot of money. They do have money coming off the books. He's 26 years of age. They can pay him $40 million a year when he's 36, when everybody else is off the books. That's one way they probably can figure it out. But they got Steve Cohen in there. And Cohen, this is not Judge, who's a longtime Yankee. This is a mercenary, Soto. And I don't think anybody's going to kill Cohen if he decides to go after Soto. So you got to put the Met owner in the conversation here as far as making a move to get Soto in November and December. He could get him.
Well, what do you think about that story before Game 2? Dodgers could be very interested, and Soto could feel the same way. No?
I don't buy that. The Dodgers already have billion-dollar players all over the place. I don't think Soto loved the West Coast. He loved Washington. He loves New York. I think that's just the agent making sure he gets that story out there to keep the Dodgers in the conversation because they can raise the ante for everybody else. But they have Betts making $436 million. They got Ohtani making all his money. Yamamoto making all his money. I don't think Glasnow makes plenty. So does Freeman. They've already won a championship. They're going to win this series. So I don't think you're going to see that at the end of the day. I'd be surprised.
What would you do if you were running things? Because I was watching. Yankees. Sorry, because I was watching you all week, and what the Yankee fans don't like Boone. You've been saying it for 2 weeks that the American League was the junior varsity. Okay,
right.
So now you could get swept. He won't juggle and tinker with the lineup. You got to get Judge going, move him up, move him down, do something. I mean, what would you do here if you're the ownership and you get swept and the fan base can't stand them? And considering that you just won a watered down American League, whoop-de-doo.
Listen, I know exactly where you're coming from. I had Cashman on last week. He loves Boone. And so if he loves him, I'm sure Steinbrenner loves him too. He's got a club option for next year, so you're going to have to give him a new contract. Boone, he claims he hasn't thought about it, but, he was very responsible for that first game loss. I mean, I'm sorry. I understand the Yankees, Torres backhanded the ball, gave Ohtani an extra 90 feet, killed him with a sac fly. Soto took a wrong path. I get that. But the Yankees have never been a good fundamental team all year. Their base running is pathetic. Does he take any hits for that? Boone's going to come back. I mean, he's been here a long time. He's going to come back. But the Yankee fan base is not going to allow the Yankees to forget about this if they get swept.
Okay.
Just like they're going to give Judge a little bit of a hard time. They're going to be all over Boone. And if the Yankees go quietly here, and you're right, that was the JV, Boone's going to take some hits. I don't think it's going to cost him his job. They lost to Kansas City or Cleveland, different argument. I don't think it's going to cost him his job. I think Boone will be back managing. But he is not beloved by the Yankee fan. I mean, this is his first pennant in 7 years. They got the biggest payroll in the American League, if not all of baseball. Beating the Royals and Guardians, who cares? And he was bad in game one, and then might get swept. That's bad. And he's got a contract up, club option for next year. But I do think the Yankees will keep him. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. The Yankees, that's not the Yankee way. They like to be stable. This is not the old George Steinbrenner. This is Al Steinbrenner. It's a little different. So I think he'll be there and he'll stay for next year and beyond.
Okay. So then does Cashman essentially have a lifetime contract?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Oh, God.
Cashman's going nowhere. They love Cashman. He signed last year. Cashman, he's done a very good job. I think they should have made a change just to change things up a little bit after they didn't make the playoffs last year. They did not do so. Cashman's been with the Yankees since the early 90s. Hal feels comfortable with him. Cashman's going to be there forever. So, yes, Cashman's going nowhere, and I would think Boone's not going to go anywhere. I think Soto is going to be your big question mark with the Yankees, in the coming months, literally before Christmas. Are they going to go all out to make sure he stays with the Yankees? I would think he would stay. He's not going to give the Yankees a discount, but I think he would stay. If they lose him, it's a major hit. He's the best hitter in baseball. So I think he will stay at the end of the day. I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
What do you think happens tonight? Does the sweep happen? Can they get anything out of Heel? The scenario, if you get tonight, I got Cole tomorrow, I go back to L.A., anything can happen. Right. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a pathway, guys, that the Yankees could still make this interesting. There's only 2 teams out of the 40, by the way, who got to a game 6. Houston did against 3 teams. Tampa did against Houston did against Tampa. The Red Sox, of course, against the Yankees in 2004. The Mets did it against Atlanta. 4 teams. And then Atlanta did it against San Diego in 98, 99, respectively. Against the bullpen, he'll give them a good 4 innings, 5 innings. Somebody hit a home run early in the game. Then they got Cole Flaherty. Flaherty was bad in his second start against the Mets. Cole pitched very well last Friday night. I would think he'd do the same thing again, make the Dodgers get on a plane. On the other side of the coin, Roberts was part of the team that came from 3-0 down with the Red Sox with that stolen base. So I'm sure he's gotten the message across. Dodgers seem to be very, very focused. They want to win that championship and have a parade. Betts has won. Freeman has won. Ohtani's won a World Baseball Classic. So not that counts, but it does to him. So I think the Dodgers will be I think if the Yankees win tonight, they'll win tomorrow. I think tonight, I know the odds. I just saw it. The Dodgers are plus 114. I would probably have to bet the Dodgers tonight. Since it's a plus. I would bet them. It's hard to take the Yankees when they've lost 3 in a row and those statistics.
Sure.
75% you lose game 4, and yet the Yankees are minus 135. So I would probably have to take the Dodgers to win. based on those odds at plus 114.
All right. Hey, Dog, we have about a minute left. You're a baseball historian. I love your brain. It's amazing. Where does Freeman's home run rank all time to you?
Well, you got Mazeroski, who won the World Series in Game 7. Gibson, dramatic. They were a big underdog against the A's. That's 2. Joe Carter hit the homer to win it. That's 3. You want to go in history now? In just World Series? That's 3. The Reggie homers, one of those has got to be in there 4. It's probably top 5.
Yeah.
I got to give that a little more thought, but it's probably top 5. Thompson was not in the World Series against Brooklyn. That was in a playoff. That was not in the World Series. Strictly World Series, Mazeroski, Carter would be 2. I would put, it's top 5. I got to put those Reggie homers in 77 were phenomenal. I would put it somewhere in the top 5. That's how I was thinking. And it's going to win a World Series. That's how significant it was.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the 8-18 first pitch?
It better not be. I mean, I don't care if they got Springsteen playing. Can we start at 8:08 tonight for crying out loud? My goodness gracious. I'm on the East Coast. I got to get up at the crack of dawn. Please, 8:08 tonight.
You're the best. We love you, Doggy. Thank you.
See you guys.
There you go.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.